Hey guys, it's Talia Janae, and welcome back to the Licensed Yapper podcast. Hey y'all! I'm so excited for this podcast because this is my 10th podcast episode. I'm so excited and so happy about that. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who has watched my podcast, listened to my podcast, anybody who's streaming it right now, anybody who you've just watched 2 episodes or 1 episode or all of them. I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching and supporting. The support has been very heartwarming to say the least. I've gotten so many comments and so many um good DMs and messages from lots of different people I didn't even know would be listening or watching, and it's made me really really happy, and I'm so excited that I hit number 10. Number 10's crazy. Like it's not like that of it's not like an insane milestone, but 10 episodes, that's 10 straight weeks that I recorded a podcast and I didn't get tired of it. I didn't get sick of it. I really, really put in the work for this, and I'm so excited, and I'm thankful to everybody who has supported me along this journey. And it's crazy because I've wanted to do a podcast for so long. I would joke with my friends like, yo, let's start a podcast. We should have a podcast. And all of them were like, Talia, we're going to get canceled if we get a podcast, which true. But I literally was like, I want to do a podcast so badly. I listen to podcasts more than music nowadays. Like, I love listening to podcasts. And I was like, you know what? I think I could do really good at this. I think this is a lane that I could fit into and find my own thing and do my own thing at. And I feel like God puts things in your heart for a reason. God puts things for you to really wrestle with and think about. And I've been thinking about doing a podcast since September of last year. And I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off. And once I told people, like told my close friend group that I'm going to do a podcast, I was like, okay, now I have to do the podcast. I can't say I'm going to do a podcast and then not do it. So I really, really thought about it a lot. I did put it off. I'm not even going to lie. There were times where I procrastinated on it, but at the end of the day, I was like, I think this is something I can be really good at. And it's not even just about like, ooh, I want my podcast to blow up and be so big. I mean, of course, I want, success from this. And I think I can get successful from this. But it's not about that. It's not about like money or recognition or anything like that. It's just because I enjoy doing it. I think I have a lot of things to say. I have a lot of stories to tell. I think I give good advice. I think I'm a very personable person. I think this is something I'd be really good at. And but I mean, it wouldn't hurt if, this podcast turned into something really cool and really special. I think like I said before, God puts things on our hearts for a reason. And even if it was just to reach a couple people here in my hometown that have messaged me, or people all over the nation or the state or whatever, I think it's for a reason. And, I'm a big dreamer. So do I think this could be really successful? Yes, I do, because I think I know I have a little bit of spunk, a little bit of, I have something in me that I think deserves to be seen or heard by people. Again, no matter how big that audience is, I think it's for a reason, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback. And I'm really excited about what this could be, what this is, what I've done so far. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. I'm doing all of it on my own. I'm filming it on my own. I'm my own production crew. I Every script that I make for my cards, I do it myself. I think about what topic I'm going to be talking about for the whole entire week. Since I also do reality recaps, I have to make sure I'm watching the shows every week. I have to make sure I'm taking notes on them, not just watching them and enjoying them, but taking notes on them, finding out which things I want to talk about from the show. I have to edit my podcast, which is a whole other ball game. I have to edit it, then I have to post it, and then I have to take it, make small clips for TikTok. I have to edit those clips. It's all a lot, and I'm not getting compensated for it yet. But that's because I love doing it and it's fun. And I think when you do something and you're putting in the energy into something that you're not even getting paid from, that's how you know it's because you're doing it because it's a passion of yours. and this has grown into something really cool. And I'm just starting out, you know what I mean? Like, it's again only been 10 weeks of me doing this, but I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for what else this has in store for me, and I've been getting again really great feedback. So I just want to say thank you again to everyone who has listened and taken the time to listen. Um, and that's meant a lot, and I've had a lot of support. So thank you to everybody who made this, who has been very supportive. That's been really great. I really, really love that. And there's so many things I want to do. Like, I can't wait till I have guests on, and I have to get another mic, but I can't wait till I have guests on. I can't wait till I get to talk to my friends. We have so many funny things. Me and my friends are hilarious. I can't wait to have them on, and I'm just excited to where this can go. But I'm happy that it's just me and it's mine. Like, nobody owns it. It's mine that I'm going to grow and see the fruits from. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy that God gave me this and gave me this passion, because I can't wait to see what this blossoms into. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to say that because I think you can't get anywhere without people that support you, and that's been amazing. So thank you. Okay, so the topic that I want to talk about, I saw someone talk about this on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I think this is really cool. I want to talk about this because I feel like I really put myself through the ringer for this, but it's about how the best ways and how to build confidence, especially in your early 20s. I think a lot of us, confidence is something that to me you have to work on. It's something you really have to develop into within yourself. I don't think you're just born with confidence. It's not something, because we're all insecure, whether it's about ourselves or we're all insecure. That's just how it is. We all have doubts. We all say not the nicest things to ourselves. We all compare ourselves to people. We all have anxiety. Everyone deals with it. But I think at the end of the day, having confidence is one of the best things. I think it could take you so far. And I feel like for a person that I feel like I really worked on my confidence, like, I'm not even kidding, like, literally worked on my confidence, especially in the past 5 years. I feel like I know a lot about this, and I want to give advice on what I did to build my confidence and how I look at myself in the mirror now versus how I used to, and the way I carry myself now, and how I feel like I know myself a lot. And I really want to talk about that because I think besides all the things that we do, like I said, we talk down on ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we have anxiety, but at the core of me, I like to say I'm a very confident person. Of course there's going to be times where I feel like those voices in my head take over a little bit, but at the core of me, I know I'm a confident person, and I really want to talk about that and ways to build that. I think especially for women in their 20s. Well, like, at the end of the day, women go through so much that men don't even know, they don't even know, okay? And we all go through struggles, but women are put through the ringer. And I feel like this is our time. These are the years for us to really know who we are and figure that out. So I want to share my tips on how I built my confidence, and hopefully that can help other people out there. Okay, first of all, like I said before, like I said in other episodes, I have really worked on my confidence probably from ages 18 to 21. Like, college were really my formative years, I like to say. For me, like, inner me, I really worked on who I was inside. I really worked on my insecurities that I've had all through high school, my entire life. And then I got to a point where I was like, I need my personality to match how I feel about myself, if that makes sense. And I really, really worked on it. I really spoke and talked to myself a lot. Talking to yourself, people say it's a mental illness. It probably is, but it really helped me figure out who I am, or who I want to be, who I am, and the steps I'm going to take to get there. So it's something, again, you really have to work on. It's not just going to come to you. Confidence is not just going to come to you. You have to really figure out and sit down with yourself and say, who am I? And who do I want to be? How do I want people to perceive me? Not even just how I want people to perceive me, but how do I want to perceive myself? You really have to work on that and sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, when you sit yourself down and look at all of your insecurities, And write them down if you have to. Write down all the things that you don't love about yourself. And you're looking at that list of things and you're like, whoa, this is one too many. And you sit down and you go, how are ways I can fix all of these things about myself and really do some inner deep dive work? It's the best. It's like therapy without a therapist there. You're kind of really being honest with yourself. I mean, really being honest with yourself. Sometimes we lie to ourselves, but I mean, really sitting down and getting into the nitty gritty, things that people don't even know that you feel about yourself, going in depth. Where is this coming from? I think therapy also works too. I've never tried therapy, but I really do. One point in my life, I really do want to try it, but it's like doing therapy for yourself. It's insane and it's a crazy experience. And I've never experienced something like that before in my life. But I'm going to be completely honest. It's probably the best thing I've ever done for myself. The best things. I remember being in my dorm in college and sitting down at night and really talking to myself and really going in depth of who I am, who I want to be, how I want to be perceived, how I want to look at myself, the kind of woman that I want to become. I remember doing that. So, that first off, I really, really recommend that. Sit down with yourself and be honest, guys. Be so honest and work on how am I going to get over these insecurities? This is what I feel about myself. How do I overcome that? So I don't feel like that again. It's the best thing. Totally recommend. Please, please do it. It's the best. You're never too old to do it either. So whether you're in your 20s or whether when you're older, you're never too old to sit down with yourself and be honest, be so real. It's the best. But one of the main things I realized is, which I guess people wouldn't think that this helps, but it does. Stop forcing connections with people. I'll break this down and how this works in with confidence. Y'all have heard my stories about friendship and all the things I've been through all my different friendships and the times where I felt alone or unheard or not seen or because you guys have also heard that I take my friendships very seriously and what those friendships that weren't so nice to me, what they've done to me and how I feel about them. Y'all have heard the stories. But what I've realized is that if someone does not value who you are, it is not our job to convince them that we are worthy for their friendship or are worthy to be in their proximity. That is not our job to do. We know what kind of person we are. Like, I knew what kind of friend I was. I knew I showed up for my friends, but I was looking at people who I called my friends and who I felt for them deeply and trying to show them or prove to them that I am. You never have to prove your value to absolutely anybody. I'm talking about friendships, romantic relationships, with family. You never should have to prove your worth to those people because those are supposed to be the people that care about you equally as you care about them. And never, and once you get to that phase where you don't feel you need to prove yourself or prove your value to people, then that will go into other relationships outside of family and friends. That'll get to your bosses at work. You know your value at a certain job. You're not going to take the bare minimum. You know what you're worth. It really helps you go in your mind and say, hold up, if I'm giving all of my energy to one person, if I'm pouring into their cup constantly and my cup isn't getting filled, what kind of relationship is this? There's a balance, there's an imbalance in that relationship. And that starts making you feel less about yourself. Why are they not treating me this way? And then your meter gets down even lower. Why do they think they can treat me this way? Your meter goes lower. What am I doing that's making them treat me this way? Your meter goes lower. What kind of qualities am I showing to them that's not that they don't see me as worthy or valuable to have my friendship? You start going to your mind of the things that you're doing in that relationship that's not good enough for them. Pause. You are good enough. You are valuable. Who you are is enough. And if those people aren't seeing it, fine. Don't force it. I've tried to force. I feel like there's a lot of friendships of mine that have lasted way longer than they needed to be because of me, because I thought I needed to prove to them that ooh, I'm doing some self reflection right now. That I felt like I needed to prove to them that I am a valuable friend. You can count on me. You can trust on me. Come to me if something happens. I don't have, and I shouldn't have to do that. My friends should see how I treat them and treat me exactly how it is. Same thing in romantic relationships, whoever you're with, the man that I'm with should see all that I'm giving him and give me plus that and more. Okay? Same thing with family. Blood is blood. Yeah, at the end of the day, family is everything. But family can also be toxic. Family can also hurt your feelings. Family can also offend you. And just because they're your family, and I feel like now that I've realized, I think when you're getting older, you have to realize just because they're your family doesn't mean that they deserve you. Doesn't mean that they deserve to be around your space. If you're around people, whether they're your family, your boyfriend, your friend, and they don't make you feel good about yourself, what are we doing? What are we doing? We really need to sit back and say, hold on, these are the things that I give to friendships, relationships, to family, and they don't give that back to me. And if that list is longer than the things they do for you, that means we're not valuing ourselves enough. Because why are we allowing people to treat us this way? When you stop allowing people to treat you how that you once you start allowing people to treat you how you don't see yourself, that's when you have a problem. When you start allowing people to treat you as, like, if you put yourself on this level and you allow people to treat you on this level, that's when you know you have a problem. The people who you're around should respect you, they should love you, they should trust you, and they should pour into you. If you don't have that in those relationships, babe, then they're not for you. Those relationships are doing nothing for you but tearing down your self confidence, tearing down who you are, and you walking around like you need to prove things to people. You don't got to prove anything to anybody. Okay? You really don't. And especially if you are already giving yourself to people and they're not taking it or respecting it or valuing you, you need to step away. There are so many friendships that I didn't want to step away from. But at the end of the day, I had to realize, hold up now. Am I being treated the way I would treat someone? Uh, and you can't sit there and say, why are they treating me like this? In my past friendships, especially the ones that I talked about on here, I sat down with myself and I was like, what is allowing this person to treat me this way? Me. I'm allowing this person to treat me this way because I'm not confronting it. I'm not talking about it. And of course, you should talk about it and confront it, especially if it's with people you care about. But if it doesn't change, you have to realize you need to remove yourself from the situation. You need to realize I need to stop letting people treat me this way. And once you stop allowing people to treat you as if you're less than or less than what you think of yourself, you start to realize, hold up, this isn't the right space for me and I love myself too much to allow people to treat me this way. And once you get to that space of loving yourself, you won't allow anybody to talk to you crazy, to, to treat you insane. You won't allow it because I love myself way more than to allow you to talk to me this way. And once you get to that point, you've already hit a level of self. Your confidence is going to go up. I'm telling you. You're going to walk into places and be like, yep, you're going to meet people and you're going to be exactly who you are, but the second they give some weird energy, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, this is something I'm not even going to get myself into something crazy because I'm not going to allow myself to be treated this way. And once you realize who you are and you sit down and you look at those insecurities and you figure that out, you're not going to let anybody try to slap that or put that in your face. You're not going to let anybody make you upset or make you sad. I always used to say, like, when it comes to relationships, I'm not going to allow a man to have me sitting in my bedroom crying. And I would say that, which that has so many layers and depth to it, but I would say that because, like, I don't want to let people to get me to that level, which I have. That's something that I still struggle with on a daily. Sometimes I let, how much I care about people affect me a lot. And that's something that I'm still working on. But for the most part, you're not going to talk to me crazy. You're not going to treat me crappy. You're not going to do it, especially if I'm not doing that to you. You know what I mean? You really have to stand tall in who you are and know that you don't deserve the behavior that's being presented to you. And once you do that, I'm telling you, you are going to respect yourself way more. People act like we have to just respect people out in the world. You also have to respect yourself. You have to respect yourself and your feelings to say, you know what? I'm not going to allow this person to treat me this way. And that is you. loving yourself. That is part of loving yourself and realizing who you are. That is so, so important. And prioritize those relationships that matter to you. Like I said, when my friends are upset with me, I want to fix it. I don't like it. That's also because I know that the friends that I have now also value me in the exact same way. They also want to fix it. I'm not in a one-way friendship where I'm the only one who wants to fix something. They want to fix it too. Prioritize the people that prioritize you. Value the people that value you. Point blank, period. Out in the real world with like strangers, you're nice to everybody. You show everybody respect until they take it away. But in friendships and relationships and with family, we tend to give them passes. We give people passes. We let them say sly stuff to us. We let them be shady. We let them say jokes that aren't really jokes. It's rude and you're being weird. We let that behavior slide so much, and you have to start to realize, why do I want someone in my life that doesn't value me as a person or that speaks of me like this? Why do I want that? And once you really sit down with yourself and go down to the list of people that are in your life and the people that you care about, and you realize, oh, girly pop is really girly pop treats me really badly, you start to respect yourself more and say, you know what, this is something that I'm okay with letting go. I've had so many friendships where I have to be like, I'm okay with not talking to this person again because there was a time and in that season and in that time I needed them, but I'm in a different time and I'm in a different season. And I'm in the me season, I'm in the loving myself season. And if these people aren't getting me to a place where I love myself more, I don't need them in my life. And it's hard, but it's something we have to do. You have to do it. I just had to do it, 2 years ago with the friendship that I thought I was going to still be friends with now. You have, and at the time, I didn't want to lose the friendship, but at this point now, I think it was, it was the best decision I could have made because I gained more friends along the way that value me the same way I value them. You really, really, really have to think about that. The same thing with relationships. Why are we letting these men walk all over us? Why? And why are we letting these men talk to us the way, or why are we allowing these men to talk to us this way and make us, if you're not comfortable in a relationship, if you're with your partner, your man, and he's not making you feel good, why are you with him? You feel me? If you're around family that make you feel like an outsider in your family, why are you around them? You have to realize that you come first. You have to, and it's so hard, especially when you're people where you're givers. We have to put ourselves first at times, guys. It's okay to be selfish. Like when we're growing up, that word is like share with your toys. Don't be selfish. Don't think of yourself. Think of yourself before other people. Let the old lady behind you get in line first. And in those things, yes, be a nice person, but we have to realize our feelings matter too. And a lot of times we put other people's feelings before our own. And in certain cases, I guess that's okay. But we should really be thinking about ourselves. Mental health is so important, and how we think about ourselves are so important. We have to start putting ourselves first. We have to. And once you do that, I'm telling you, you're not gonna let anybody talk to you crazy. You're not gonna let anybody treat you crazy. And that doesn't mean you're gonna respond with an attitude or respond or pop off when people know, but you're going to be like, yo, this is not something I want to be around. This is not a person I want to be around. I'm removing myself from this place. I've been in the protect my peace era for the last 2 years. I will roll with that for the rest of my life. Protect my peace. If I'm not in something that's good for me, that doesn't make my mind feel good or my heart feel good, I'm not going to be invested in it. We have to be around people who value you. You shouldn't have to convince anybody that you are valuable or that you are good or you are someone they should have in their lives. No. No. We have to think of ourselves higher than that. We have to. And again, that comes with a lot of self work. But I'm telling y'all, when you sit down with yourself and do that, you start realizing all the people in your lives that you have in your life at that moment that don't treat you that way and don't make you feel good about yourself. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt cutting those people off. It's going to hurt ending that romantic relationship. It's going to hurt not talking to a certain family. But you have to do what is best for you. You have to. I'm telling yourself, put yourself first. You have to. Okay? You just have to. Okay, the next thing that people can take this in a couple different ways. I saw people on TikTok talk about this a lot too. Walking into a room knowing exactly who you are. Walking, and people say like, oh, if you walk into a room like you own it, that's like cocky. That's not cocky. I just know who I am, and I'm okay with who I am. And this is something that I started really doing because I think I really started, I've known for a long time. Okay. I've known for a long time that my personality was going to take me far. That is just something I think from a young age. That's just something I think from a young age I knew that I had. I probably was not the prettiest girl in the room, and I probably wasn't. I wasn't the prettiest ducky in the pond, but I knew my personality, nobody was touching it. Male, female, nobody. I knew I had something special about myself. I knew I was outgoing. I knew I talked. I knew I talked a lot. I knew I was loud. I knew I spoke what was on my mind. Sometimes the thinking and the mouth don't connect, and I just think it and say it instead of really. Sometimes I knew that about myself. I knew that I was loud. I knew that I was rambunctious. I knew I had an infectious energy about myself. I've always known that about myself. And not only has my parents, my teachers, coaches, people have also told me about that. I knew my personality was going to take me far. In whichever way of life I was going to go down, I knew that. But I had to connect the two. I had to connect as confident I am as my personality and my looks as well. And once I got to a place and in college, I didn't really look at myself in the mirror and love who I was until like junior year of college. But once those connected, guys, I was like, I'm Talia freaking Goings. I'm Talia Janae Goings. Why am I why have I ever felt less than before my entire life? And again, there's times where I look at myself and I'm like, ooh, girl, I look busted. I look so hit. Of course, I'm not saying you're going to feel perfect about yourself and you're always going to think you're whatever. But I walk in a room like I know who I am. Point blank, period. I know who I am. I know what the energy I bring to a room. And that might sound cocky, but it's not. I know. Okay. I just, it's funny, like the whole main character energy thing. I know I have that. And that's not me being cocky, that's just me knowing who I am. I know that I bring a certain energy into the room. Everybody should. Everybody should know what their aura is, the type of aura they bring. Everybody brings a certain aura, but you should know what you bring to the table and who you are. So I've for years now, I have been told by different people that I'm intimidating. I'm very intimidating. Talia, you were very intimidating. Talia, you looked like a mean girl when I first met you. Da 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 da. And to me, I've always used to think like, why do people think that about me? And I'm like, okay, I'm not like that big of a smiler. Like I'm not just like cheesing all the time. Like, why do people say that about me? And for me, I think I talked to my mom about this one time, and I was just like, if you're intimidated by my presence, that's not my problem, first of all. But also, I don't think you can say I'm a mean girl and whatever, but I just like being intimidated. I don't want to be intimidating in a bad way, but it kind of does something to me. I don't know if this is bad, but it kind of does something to me that people look at me and they're like, ooh, like I kind of like being hard to read, but I feel like I know what I bring to the table. Okay? I remember at my old job, I worked in a retail store, and I was like, I know when I'm on shift, we're going to have a good time. I don't care what anybody says. And that might be cocky, but it's not cocky. I just know who I am, and I know the energy that I bring to a space. And I know if I was working on the floor and I'm the manager on the floor, we're going to be cracking up over the mics. We're going to have a good time while we're working. That's just the energy that I bring. I'm a very bubbly person and I'm confident in who I am. I'm so confident in my personality. It's crazy. I love who I am. And I don't let anybody try to tell me that I'm too much. Screw that. I'd rather be too much than mediocre. Okay? I'd rather do that. And it's just also like walking into a space and like you just know who you are. I think it's also like I grew up people only certain people are gonna know what this is and are gonna connect this. But I grew up with a mom that was like, you present yourself well anywhere you go. Even if you're running to the Walgreens down the street, you better look presentable. You don't just walk out in your bonnet, you don't walk out in sleepwear. Absolutely not. You don't walk out in inside clothes. You present yourself well. And it's not even for other people, because I'm not presenting myself for other people. But at the end of the day, people do judge people on how they look. That's just facts. That's just society. You have to present yourself well. Like every time I go to church, I like to put on a nice fit because that's just how I want to present myself good. I want to dress good. I want to put on a good outfit. That's how I want to present myself when I'm at work. At work, I can wear leggings. I can wear athleisure, but you betcha I'm gonna look put together. I also grew up with a mom that was like, don't leave out of the house without some earrings. Like a you better put some earrings on kind of mom. I was raised by that mom, and it was just like, and she never was like, if we were going somewhere, it was, you better put on some earrings, put on a stud, put on a hoop, don't leave this house without them. And it's not because she cared really, but other people, she just wanted us to present ourselves well. I grew up with parents that were like, when you're out of this house, you're representing us. Okay? You need to present yourself well. I love slapping on a good outfit. People may say I'm extra. People, the dress code may be this. I may show up in something that's like this. I I think it's important to present yourself well. I think it's important to care about how you look. And I'm not saying you have to do what I do. You're not saying you have to put on the best outfit or you have to put on makeup or you have to put on anything crazy. But when you present yourself well, when you dress for yourself, again, I don't dress for anybody, okay? I dress for Talia. I dress for what I think looks good, what I think looks cool, what I think looks fashionable. I do what I want to do. But when you get ready for yourself, people are also going to look at you and be like, oh, she looks good, or oh, she has a presence about her, or oh, that's when you present yourself well. I'm telling y'all, it's an all new ball game. My favorite part of the day is getting ready. Ugh, I love getting ready. I love putting makeup on. I love putting on a cute outfit. I love trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear because that makes me feel good. It does make you feel good when you're getting up and putting yourself together. When I'm just running to do some errands, you best believe I'm about to put on a matching set. Okay, we're about to look presentable. I think when you show up like you belong to be in a place, people are going to take you seriously. People are going to also respect you. Like, I don't think you don't have to, and you don't have to be the loudest in the room. I just happen to be loud. I just happen to be loud. And that's just my personality, but you don't have to be the loudest in the room. Sometimes your presence is all it takes, babe. I'm telling you. And like, I remember July of last year, we went to my town throws this like dancing before a cause thing, and it's kind of like Dancing with the Stars. Like people in the community get paired with someone who does professional dance, and you learn to dance, and it's this big banquet, and it's this big thing. I'm telling you, it's huge. It's a big event. And I walked into that event and I was Talia, who I am. But probably Talia 2.0. Like I definitely can turn up my energy, but I was being myself. And I remember everybody was like laughing and just having a good time. And they were like, Talia, are you drunk? Like, what are you doing? The energy is crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm not drunk at all. I like to be me. I like to have a good time. I like to dance around. I like to sing around. And I was like, there's a video specifically from that event where they had like a Elvis impersonator up on stage because it was Vegas theme and he was singing or whatever. And there's a video that one of the members that one of the members at my gym she took of me, and I was like clapping at my table, having a good old time because that's just who I am. I'm going to be myself everywhere I walk into. That's just I can't help it. I'm going to be Talia freaking Janae Goings. I will be, and I don't care what anybody else has to say about it. Were there probably somebody who was like, "Ooh, girly pop's doing too much"? Probably, but I don't care because I know who I am, and at the end of the day, everybody at my table was having a good time. The table behind me was having a good time. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm not gonna care what other people are gonna think about me. It's just who it is. My name's Talia, and if you know me, you know I'm loud. You know I like to have a good time, and that's just how I'm gonna be. I'm not going to let anybody dictate that about me. I know the best part of me is my personality. I'm not gonna let anybody try to dim that down. Make sure anybody's trying to dim my light. You're not gonna do that. And once I feel like you know yourself to that level, and you know who you are, you're not gonna care. Of course, I'm also not that person who's just loud anywhere. There's a time and place. My parents also taught me there's a time and place, okay? But if I'm in a space, I want to have a good time. I do. And I had to realize about myself, especially last week when I went through my whole anxiety thing. Like, I remember my boss telling me, like, Talia, you make people so happy. And I thought about that for a while and I was like, wait, I do I? Like, you just have to know who you are, know what you bring. I like to think that I'm that person that if you want to have a good time, call me. I'll have a good time, babe. I'm down for anything. I think having that is very good. And again, I get called intimidating, I get called loud, I get called so many different things. But at the end of the day, if I look back at all the moments that I've been in, people are having a good time. It might am I saying they were having a good time because of me? No, because I think we're all just having a good time. But do I think I bring a lot to an environment? I think I do. And I think when you know that about yourself, it's not you being cocky. It's just you realizing who you are. It's just you realizing the energy that you bring to certain spaces. And that's important. That is so important. And don't let anybody try to sit you down and make you feel like you're being cocky or you talk about yourself so much or you're so like you love yourself so much. Yeah, I do love myself. What about it? You should love yourself as much as I love myself. Okay? And I'm not walking around like with this uh with like I'm the best type of vibe, but I want to be my own biggest cheerleader. I want to root for me harder than anybody would ever root for me. You know what I mean? I want that. And I love that about myself. And I had a good time that night. And everybody was like, and I remember afterwards, everybody was like, Talia, you were on one. Like, Talia was high energy. I am high. That's how I want to be. That's how I want to show up certain places. And that's how I show up. And I think that's so important. It's so, so, so important to show up and to show people who, not even just to show people, but it's just who you are and people recognize that and that attracts people to you. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to be around people who are a good time. Everybody wants to be around people who just have an aura about them. We all have an aura about us, but finding out when you find what's special about you, there's so many people in this world that get praised for like they're this, they're that, and the other. When you find out what's special about you, okay, sit down with yourself and ask you that. What is special about me? What is something that I bring to the table that I feel like nobody else in my circle really brings? What is special about me? And for me, I've known from a young age, my personality is my best quality. My personality is going to take me far. I think in whatever my big girl career is going to be, who I am is going to like be a part of it. I can't even explain it, but I just know like I have a lot to offer. And it's not cocky to say that I know I have a lot to offer. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. When you've realized that special thing about yourself, what is so special about me? And when you figure that out, I'm telling you guys, it's going to take you and it's going to make your confidence rise even more because you know who you are. I'm there's places sometimes where I'm like in places and I feel uncomfortable and uneasy, but I can't help to be myself, so I end up just being myself because I can't help it. Like when you figure out what that special thing is about you, it's going to take you so far. Believe me, it's the best thing I could have done for myself. Okay, next one. This one is a big one. Chase your dreams. Don't make you feel like what your dreams are too hard to reach. And let me explain how this goes into confidence. When you know what you want to do with your life and you're going to do anything to get there, there's going to be people who are like, "Oh, that's not possible. That is so out there. Why do you think you can do that?" But when you say, "You know what? Screw y'all, okay? I'm going to take on what I want to take on because this is something I love." When you learn about what your passions are, nothing's going to stop you. I'm a big dreamer, but I'm not just a dreamer. I'm someone who really believes that my dreams are going to become my reality, whether it's today, tomorrow, 2 days from now, 5 years from now. I know it's going to happen for me. I just have this weird feeling. I've always had that weird feeling since I was young that what I want to do and who I want to be will work out. I don't know how it's going to look, but I know it's going to work out. And like for me, my dreams have given me so much anxiety, but I am someone who I don't want to be a what if person. I don't want to look back on my life and not do or not pursue what I want to do with my life because I worried about what other people thought. I don't want to do that. Like doing a podcast, I thought like, are people going to think this is weird? Are people going to think I did think that, but I just realized, you know what? Who cares? Actually, I don't care. Thank you for the view. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this for the people. I'm doing it for me because I love doing it. Something else I'm very passionate about. I take acting classes every single week. Every single week. I think I'm pretty good in front of the camera. And I want to try that. And that's something that I've wanted to do forever. And I've pursued in the past couple years, I've pursued it quite a bit. but I'm taking it very seriously this year. And, coming up, there's going to be an event that I'm going to go to and possibly get signed to an agency. And I'm not going to stop until God tells me no. Yes, I was going to say till the door closes, but until God tells me no. And I think I trust in him so much. And I feel like he knows me. He knows my dreams. He knows my aspirations. I don't think he's just going to give me everything. But I think when he knows I'm ready for it, he'll give it to me. And then if it's not for me, it won't be for me. But I'm going to try. I'm too young to not try. I'm 23 years old. Now is the time to try. I'm not going to let anybody's words or anybody saying that's hard to get into, or Talia, that doesn't really happen for a lot of people. Yeah, it doesn't. But who am I? But I'm going to have to look back on my life. When at the end of my life, whenever that is, I'm going to have to look back and be like, did I do what I wanted to do? Or did I do what people were telling me I should do? Or was I scared to do it because of what people would think? I have to look back at my life and I have to sit with that. And I won't sit with that. I'm going to tell myself, whoa, I actually did what I wanted to do and I actually did it. Or it's going to be, you know what, at least I tried. At least I really put in the work and I tried for it. I can be okay with that. Those are two scenarios that I'm okay with. I'm okay with looking back on my life and being like, whoa, I really freaking did it. Like I really did what I always wanted to do. Wow, thank the Lord. And I'm also okay on the other end of if it doesn't happen and if it doesn't work out for me and it's not the path God wants for me, I can look back at my life and say, you know what, at least I tried. At least I really put in the work and I tried for it to happen. I'll be okay with both of those scenarios. And again, I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not letting anybody else dictate my dreams or my aspirations for myself. Do what you want for yourself. Make that content if you want to be a content creator. Get that degree, go for that job, go do whatever, move to that different state, do whatever you want for you, because at the end of the day, we're living our lives for we can't live our lives for everybody else. We literally can't do that. You have to live your life for yourself. Again, this goes back to putting yourself first. This whole thing is about putting yourself first and it's about putting yourself first and your needs first and realizing I matter. My goals for myself matter. I'm not going to let anybody else dictate that, guys. Trust me. Because it'll either work out or it won't. But at least you can live with yourself and know I tried. I tried. And it worked out or it didn't work out, but I still tried. I don't want to leave this world feeling like I didn't accomplish what I always wanted to accomplish because I was too scared of what Joe Smo thought. You feel me? Wasting your life on what others think will be the biggest detriment to yourself. The biggest. Be a dreamer. Trust me. Because how do you think people, where you want to be in life, the goals that you have for yourself that other people are living, how do you think they got to that? They were dreamers and they made it happen. So don't let anybody dictate or tell you it's too far fetched, it's not going to happen, you're dreaming too big. No dreams are too big. No dreams are too big. Because I always think about, because one day you're going to be looking at me being like, whoa, Girly Pop really freaking did it. And I'm going to be like, yes, I did. Good thing I didn't listen to you because I wouldn't be here I am now. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, guys. That's something I have to keep telling myself about because that gives me so much anxiety. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm doing this for myself. I don't really care. I'm doing it for myself. Okay? I hoped that helped. It's just one thing you guys are taking from this podcast. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to think of yourself because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. Nobody else is in your mind like you are. Not only do I want to be happy, I want this to be happy. Okay? And not only do I want my friends to be proud of me, my family to be proud of me, I want to be proud of myself. I want to be proud of myself. I want to look back and be like, whoa, Talia, you accomplished a lot. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine. We have to live with ourselves. Why aren't we making sure we're as good as we possibly can be? Really think about that. Put yourself first. Think about yourself. It's great to think about other people, but don't forget about yourself and what you want and the dreams you have. Don't forget about that. And those three things have helped me so much in life in the past 5 years in building my confidence and building who I am, building who I want to be. They have helped me so much and I hope they help you. I hope they really do, and I hope y'all take something from this because I feel like every woman should hear these things. It's so helpful. And now it is time for reality recap. I'm so excited. And also, I'm going to keep doing these reality recaps because a lot of my friends or a lot of people I've known have been telling me, like, okay, I actually started watching that show you talk about, and it's actually really good. So I'm telling y'all, I'm pulling more people into the reality TV space. I'm doing it. And some of you guys aren't there yet. And some of you are like, Talia, I don't really, that's just not my vibe, which is fine. But I'm telling you, you'll get there. But summer house drama we have to talk about the leaked audio from the reunion. Y'all, first off, Bravo is not happy about this leaked audio. They are upset. Andy is mad. Andy was getting his eye surgery done, and he was upset by this information, okay? But we have to talk about this leaked audio. It came out, and now we have to talk about it. The way Amanda is defending herself in this leaked audio clip, people thought she was going to come on to the reunion and be very remorseful. No, Girly Pop is defending her actions. And even worse, she's trying to use Sierra's words against Sierra by saying, you can't help who you fall in love with, Sierra. Because that's what Sierra was saying. But Sierra was saying that when she was talking about race and relationships. And you decided to take that snippet from that conversation and use it against Sierra. Oh, you're deadly. Like, you are a bad person. That's what Sierra was saying. You are a snake. You move silently, but you are deadly. Like, that was so disrespectful for her to say and crazy for her to keep defending her actions. These people are really defending themselves. Jesse said that he fears that Wes is going to come to the reunion defending himself and being very defensive. Oh, they both are. They are a united front. And hearing like Mia when Mia said Mia deserves the world. When Mia said, Amanda, you went from being married to being one of Wes's side chicks, that I was on the floor. Yes, Mia, clock it. Amanda has no leg to stand on, and the fact that like you can hear everybody in the cast is standing up for Sierra, and then you just have Amanda and Wes like being like trying to defend their actions. You can't defend this, and the fact that they are defending it, I can't wait to the reunion. I physically can't wait. I need it now. I need it unedited. Give me the unedited version. I don't care if it's 8 hours long. Give it to me. I need to see every single part now because now that I know that Amanda is on this high and mighty train, oh, I need to see this. And girl, I can't believe people are really sacrificing their career for this. Like, Amanda, do you really think you and Wes are about to end up and live a happily ever after? He'll be leaving you in due time. Watch out for that. You're gonna look real stupid that you left all these friends for him. You look crazy. You look crazy. But moving back into the episode, now I'm just gonna talk about the Wes and Sierra conversation at the end of the episode. That blew my mind. Sierra is sitting looking at West, bawling her eyes out, telling him that she just misses him. She can't she is upset with him and she doesn't give him the time of day now, but that hurts her. She wants to be friends with him so badly. She just doesn't like the way he treats her. And this man is looking at her like, I see you. I do care about you. Yes, we can be best friends again. And then for him to do this to her, y'all, I can't. Ugh. I will never forgive Weston and Amanda for ruining my favorite show. Y'all suck. And to look at Sierra and say all these things, the episodes are just getting worse. This isn't painting a good picture for you guys. The public is just going to scrutinize y'all even more. You really did this to yourselves. You really ruined your career, and you ruined the trust of someone who had your back, someone who really cared about you. You took that, spun it, and betrayed them, stabbed them in the back. I literally can't believe it. It frustrates me so much watching these episodes now. And like his apologies are trash. None of his apologies are genuine. It's genuine for that moment. He doesn't really care. He's not really sorry. Wes doesn't really care. Wes is saying sorry so the public can say, "Oh, Wes said sorry," and Wes can get more brand deals. That's all he cares about. That was basically it for Summer House. Now I'm gonna move into Beyond the Villa, guys. I thought I wasn't gonna love Beyond the Villa. I quite love it, but we have to talk about the conversation that kind of ruled the whole episode. Them. all coming at Charlie was crazy. Charlie did nothing wrong. And like if anything, Charlie exposed Iris because Charlie was like, No, actually, you and Pepe were sitting talking about how TJ's TikToks were cringing y'all out and putting y'all off." And when he said that, the whole table got quiet because it's true. Don't try to turn this on Charlie like he was talking bad about you. And for Iris to say this to Charlie when they were friends, and then when she gets with TJ to be like, "Yeah, Charlie was talking about you." No, Charlie was, if anything, trying to make you feel better about the situation, and he didn't know you were going to get back to TJ, and then you tell TJ this to get TJ mad at Charlie? You're crazy. And for Hannah, like, Hannah, girl, you were one of my favorites, but you're not looking that good on this season. The way Hannah came at Charlie and like, "Stop talking about me on podcast," da 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 da. What Bella Dasha was saying was so true. Like, you are his villa experience. When he goes on podcast, they want to know about his villa experience, and you are a part of that. If you didn't want to be part of his villa experience, you should have never hung out with him or had a relationship with him on Love Island. Like, what else is he going to talk about? He's gonna talk about it, and I understand you don't want to be talked about, but that's just what's gonna happen. Like, I thought they were just, it was so unfair towards him. Like, he was doing it maliciously. He hasn't said anything bad about Hannah. He's just talking about what he experienced, and because you're now over it, you want him to stop talking about it. What? Like, what are we doing here? Like, are you the police? Like, are you running it and telling people what they can and can't talk about? Like, Hannah was doing the most. And for her then to turn it on like she's the victim really kind of like annoyed me. I was like, girl, this isn't helping you at all. And then to see how sad Bella Dasha was getting for being left out, like, they are leaving her out. Like, it is sad. And Maya was saying, like, I don't want to be friends with anybody who's friends with my ex. I get that, but also, like, you're not friends with Bella, so who can she be friends with? You're not friends with her, so she got to be friends with somebody. Like, and we all know that feeling of being left out. And I just felt so bad for Bella Dasha, and I totally got what she was saying. And I think Hannah and Iris are doing the most. They're doing the extra most, and like, they need to be told, like, yo, you need to chill out. Like, poor Charlie was going through so much anxiety, and I don't think he deserved that at all. It was really hard to watch. But I'm surprisingly very interested in these episodes, and I will be watching next week. Yeah, guys, that is the episode. Again, thank you so much for all the love and support that got me to this 10th episode of my podcast. I'm so excited and thankful, very, very thankful for everybody who has been watching and listening. And I hope you guys stay tuned. I have some very exciting things to do down the road, and I can't wait to see where this podcast will take me. But I'm so happy that you guys are here yapping along with me. I love you so much. Pieces and blessings. Bye, guys.